Ignite the spark within oneself to light the path of holistic health.
Hello and welcome to the Holy Health Podcast. We're back. I'm Mitch, your host. I'm joined here with the lovelies, two. We got the Lily dog and my beautiful, amazing wife, Amanda. Welcome and thanks for coming.
Yeah, I'm sitting here on the floor. If you are watching on the video on YouTube, I am on the floor because Lily claimed the chair before I could get there and I can't disrupt that. So here I am. You probably see like my head and up, but I'm here. And if she decides to move, I will too. And if not, pray for my legs because I don't know how I'm going to sit here for an hour on my shins, but we'll see.
Yeah, that looks rough. I would not be doing that, that's
No.
for sure.
Yeah, but we made it. Back again. First episode since September.
Is that how long it's been?
It has, which is the longest we've ever went without posting. And even before that, like we were very sporadic. It's been...
It was leading up to a big break. Definitely,
which we didn't anticipate. I mean, we anticipated, but we didn't plan. You know, we could feel it, but we didn't want to admit it.
We always try to make plans, and anytime we do make plans, it doesn't work. Well, it's like something gets thrown into the system and screws it up, and then it's like, what's the point of making a plan?
We were going through some things, which we'll go over today in this episode.
That's true too, yeah.
We needed a break. It was 3 years that we were very consistent. We didn't miss a single week, a single episode. And then last year, it was just a breaking point. And, you know, when that happens, you kind of get to go in the cocoon again so that you can become a new butterfly. So I don't think I'm a new butterfly yet, but you might be. And we're hopefully starting the podcast again will kind of spark that transformation.
That's right.
But
part of our mission statement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're back now. You might have noticed that no more episodes, no past episodes are up on our channel.
Oh, yeah?
No, they're all gone.
Oh, when did you do that?
I didn't yet, but by the time this is posted, they will be gone. We wanted a fresh start.
All of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
Sure.
I just thought we'd just like wipe the slate clean and Holy Health 2.0 it.
Yeah, more like 4.0.
Yeah, whatever.
We've tried other .0s before.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem to stick, so.
So if there is an episode that you would like to see, I have them all. And we might relist it if you have a special request of what you would like to have back. But, you know, how many episodes of podcasts do you actually go back and listen to again?
I could probably name 3.
Yeah, like very few. So I figured, you know, fresh start. But if you do have a special request for something amazing that we said at one point in time, you can let us know and I will do my best to put that back up. But fresh start, clean slate, here we are.
Here we are. We're doing it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So I guess we'll do like a little intro, like a fresh who we are again type of thing.
Who we are now.
Yeah. We are new people again. It seems to happen frequently, but yeah, I'll give you the floor and you can go over and share whatever you would like to share about, you know, a quick story about your health journey, how you came to discover the holy health lifestyle within yourself, and kind of what our mission statement is all about, you know, and other personal things that you may want to share. You can do that as well. So the floor is yours, Amanda.
Cool. So
literally.
Yeah, it is. I got into health when I was about 20 years old, 2013. And that was because I had a whole host of health issues like throughout my childhood, mainly digestive issues of various sorts. And I was very submersed in the conventional path throughout childhood. And then I found a documentary randomly one time in 2013. And so it was an animal rights documentary. And so I watched it not knowing what I was getting into, and I basically went vegan overnight, and that resolved a lot of my health issues for a couple of years. Back in the day when I went vegan, there were very few alternatives. Now you go to the grocery store, you can get all kinds of like vegan plant-based alternatives that aren't very healthy for you. That didn't exist back then. So I was eating fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. And before that, I did not eat a single vegetable like ever throughout my life. Literally.
Green beans.
Didn't like those.
Plain. Out of a can.
Yeah, that's what I was offered. But I did a 180 with my diet and my lifestyle. I got into yoga at that point too, and everything just shifted. And it stayed that way for a couple of years. And then my health issues started to come back. So I went into the functional medicine realm, and I was just searching and searching and searching, and never really found the answer, but I was very submersed in, protocols and cabinets full of supplements and just a bunch of testing and the regular things you think of when you think of functional medicine and holistic health. And so with that, I eventually came to discover a different way, like the holy health way of being. I was like, this is not right. We are just replacing medications with supplements, and it doesn't make any sense. So that has kind of created what we now speak of as the holy health way, and that has led me to being in school to become a homeopath. So in 2021, sorry, I'm getting over a cold. In 2021, I went to school to be a nutritional therapy practitioner because I had a mold circumstance and I was really sick and nobody could help me. And so I was like, I will help myself. And so I did that, and I always felt like there was something missing. Like, I learned a lot and it was very important information, and I'm grateful for that foundation. But I also felt like something wasn't there. And fast forward to last year, when we really started to dive into homeopathy and discover it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the thing. And that's what we worked with Lily through some of her issues with. We saw some really amazing progress, and I was like, I have to know more. And so that has led me here, present day, in homeopathy school, doing that whole thing. And yeah, just doing it.
Yeah, homeopathy is something that's always kind of been there in the background of our lives, but we never took it serious. We never looked at it in the way that you're looking at it now. Like, we didn't have the lens to look at it yet.
Yeah, it was really interesting because I even had some remedies and stuff. Like, back when Whole Foods would sell them, I would buy different remedies and try them and not really understand what they were or how they worked or anything. And I didn't really see much success with them through that. And it was because I didn't understand it. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know anything about it. And we were traveling last spring, almost a year ago. We were traveling, and we listened to this podcast on the way home. Well, I listened to it. You fell asleep. And I was just I was having my mind blown. It was a homeopathy podcast. My mind was blown. I was like, oh my God, why is nobody else talking about this? Why am I never hearing about this ever? And that was the beginning.
It is kind of like a hush hush in the background, almost like an underground form of medicine that has kind of been pushed that way on purpose.
Definitely, which we will have future homeopathy.
Yeah, we got an episode planned to talk all about that.
But until then, that's kind of that's where I'm at. That's what my path is looking like at the time being. So, what about you? Where have you been? How did you get here with health? Give us the rundown.
The rundown, the Trainer Mitch rundown.
Yep.
Well, I didn't stumble into health like most people do, which is from, like you, a place of sickness. I got interested in it from a position of like performance enhancement. Uh, Always been an athlete, always loved sports. So like growing up, I loved like the men's fitness magazines. And so I would like spend hours just like looking through them and just I didn't know what I was looking at the time, you know. I'm just like interested. And I would always read the section about nutrition. And it always like piqued my interest. I remember one just like learning about the different types of fats. And I had no clue what they were. It was foreign language to me at the time, like polyunsaturated, unsaturated, monounsaturated, and it just kind of like listed off a bunch of different types of fats, and I was like super interested in it. And I was like, oh man, maybe this could be like how I get my energy for sports. Like I should eat more fats or whatever. Because I had no clue that fats were so energy rich. And that was just one thing that I really remember learning about was like one of the specific magazine talked about it. And yeah, that's kind of what my interest started in was sports performance. How can I get better? How can I fuel my body better? How can I build muscle? How can I work out? Like, how do I work out? Like, what type of weightlifting should I be doing so I can build muscle, get stronger, and run faster and do all these things? So that was like always like how I honed in onto like what I thought was health, you know. Went to college for health and phys ed, graduated. During college, just a lot of bodybuilding, powerlifting type of exercise. And I was playing rugby, so I was doing like a lot of activity, physical activity. And I believe that's kind of why I would always get injured. Like I blew out a meniscus on my left knee, ACL reconstruction on my right. Um, Different injuries that kind of led to those injuries as well. And I always kind of thought it was like an overtraining problem that I had because I was trying to be so healthy and be so fit and just like always trying to do so much.
Like more is better.
Yeah, more is better. Working out 6 days a week at least. Um, and really doing a lot of damage. You know, I that's what I know now, but I didn't think so at the time. I just thought that I'm getting stronger, and like this feels great, you know. So then graduate, open a business, personal training business, and working with clients is just kind of like slowly over time over the course of 5 years, just kind of like blew the lid off of my paradigms and what I thought about health and what, because every client that I had like taught me something new of like what I believe isn't true, isn't the whole picture. Because I thought at some point that you could heal any disease with the right supplements. Like, uh, you should be taking a multivitamin, a fish oil. You got a thyroid problem. Oh, this supplement company has uh, a special
A
stack for
hormone
that, a hormone
balancing.
balance stack, and you got to get your OptiGreens and whatever it is. And I just thought that yeah, you could heal whatever you had going on with the right stack. And then you know that blew up in my face. Lots of other paradigms that I had blew up in my face, and I just like I started to learn so much that where you begin to know nothing. Like that was kind of like the ultimate wisdom for me was I knew so many things about so many things that then I really didn't know anything. And that was a big struggle. And that's ultimately kind of why I left personal training for so long. There's a lot of other reasons too, but um, that was one of them under everything that you know you just kind of feel like you're not providing the service that you think you are. So it's kind of like a integrity shot to the face where it's like, I don't know if I'm really helping you or not, you know? I think I thought at some point I thought I knew everything. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I really don't know anything. So uh, we're in the weeds together. But yeah, got into Jack Cruz at some point in that time. And that was probably the most influential path towards kind of where I'm at now in my health understanding. Because Jack Cruz, yeah, he's like a certain type of person, and a lot of people don't like him, and I totally understand that. But I can take his information and use it and interpret things that I understand. Uh, but yeah, that way of thinking where it's like outside of the physical. So he's like talking about kind of like how the fabrics of reality are functioning, uh, and then applies it to like the human body. So it's very deep, it's very complicated, and like um, kind of like an energetic thing, which is also homeopathy, which you got into. So it kind of like mixes together a little bit, different concepts
Kind of.
of energy and just kind of understanding how things work.
I would say they're both on a deeper level than like your standard health content.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's like the next level, the
definitely.
deeper layer.
Yeah. Um, so I don't know much of anything,
Me
but
either.
I know a lot about a little, or a little about a lot, I think. Something like that. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I think it's interesting how everybody sorry. I think it's interesting how everybody has like a very different journey on how they come to find what they find. And I think that's that's where your magic is. So like for me, like I struggled for years and years and years with health stuff and still do to an extent. And that's like my one of my big motivators to like help other people, because I'm like, I'm gonna help other people who like me, show up to the doctor and they're like, I don't know what's wrong, and
Everything looks good.
yeah, the doctor's like, you're fine, it's anxiety.
Here's a
And
pill.
yeah, and like for you it's like a different thing. You kind of like come at it from like the fitness industry of like, like there's a different way than just your conventional fitness guidance.
Yeah, the fitness industry, which is a topic that we're gonna plan on talking about. My opinion is that it's pretty much void of health. So health and fitness have become two separate things. When before it was a combination, it was and. Now it's health or fitness, or kind of like an and or type of thing. So we'll talk about that more in depth. But yeah, right now people are like vanity, pleasure. I want to look good, and I'm gonna I'm gonna grind it out through the pain. Pain is weakness leaving the body, and that's how we're gonna get there. And that's
Mm-hmm.
just something that I kind of threw away years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my story. How I am here. Quick story.
For sure.
Yeah. Mainly on the health side of things, but there's a lot going on under the surface.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are we doing here? This is the Holy Health Podcast, and we're starting to back up.
It
So,
is.
what can people expect to see and hear when they come here?
I think my thing is about doing things differently. And that's not necessarily the holy health thing, but it merges into it. So I'm like, let's do things differently. So what everybody is doing clearly isn't working because everybody is so sick, everybody is so stressed, anxious, miserable, exhausted, whatever. Like, we're not thriving
Hmm.
as a society. And so
Definitely not.
so it's like, okay, like what we're doing isn't working. We need to do something different. And that's kind of like, I think what we're doing here is showing a different way, showing a way where you don't have to stack your supplement or your cabinets full of supplements and spend hundreds of dollars a month on them. A different way where you don't have to uh, take bioidentical hormones, or like do these peptides or anything like that to like achieve health. Like, there are different ways to do that, and a lot of what we are going to preach here is free medicine. And yeah,
Or extremely cheap.
definitely low barriers to entry.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like what we're doing here is showing a different way. Because if you get on Instagram or Facebook or wherever right now and you look through, I don't know, do people use hashtags still? But if they do, like health and fitness, you are going to see a lot of junk.
Yeah.
And so we want to bring to the mainstream the true ways to live a healthy lifestyle.
And what I like to say there is, like you said, junk, which was perfect because there's so much junk out there.
Mm.
And what I believe that we are capable of doing, and what we have done in the past, is sift through that junk and turn it into common sense.
For sure.
It's a common sense approach to make these complicated, seemingly complicated ideas about health into something that's like so simple that it makes you feel dumb. That's like, really?
Like, that's
That's
all I
it?
had to do? I didn't
That's
have to
it?
spend $1 million on supplements?
Yeah.
And where we can speak from this, especially me, because I've been there and I've done those things. Like, if you follow me on Instagram recently, I shared on my stories, because we recently moved, so I shared on my stories cleaning out my supplement graveyard. Like, a whole garbage bag full of supplements went into the garbage. A lot of them weren't even opened and they were expired like a couple of years ago. And we kept, like not a ton, like
There's a decent
a
amount.
good foundation, I would say, of things.
Random stuff.
Yeah. Now I'm collecting homeopathic remedies instead.
Yeah.
That's a whole thing. But yeah, it's just kind of like, I've been there, I've done that, I tried it, and I, like, for years, and I did the thing. And so I can speak from experience of, like, that's not where it's at. There's a time and place for supplements, of course. And there's a time and place to, use those as supports. But for your average person, like, you are not going to find parasite cleansing recommendations here from us or anything like that, or mold detoxes or anything like that, because all of that is so, I don't know, I don't want to say mainstream now, but very popular in the health space. Things like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is based off of clicks.
Yeah.
Fear mongering and telling you that you're gonna get the solution that you've been looking for from this product.
Yeah. And there's a lot that goes into that type of thing that I don't think, like, the average person is aware of. And there's a lot of risks that can be involved in doing a parasite cleanse without your body being prepared for it.
There's a lot of lack of responsibility and just overall integrity in the fitness space.
For sure.
Where, I mean, I have a stat pulled up, which is somewhat relevant, but on the internet, we don't know who's making money. But we do. But the amount of people, like, everybody is out to make a dollar, right? This is capitalism. People love to make money. That's what we do here in America. That's kind of what social media has become. And a lot of these influencers, which approximately, now this is AI, approximately 50 million people globally consider themselves influencers or creators. The income is distributed, heavily skewed, but nearly 48% making $15,000 or less annually, 13 to 15% earning over $100,000 a year. Just from posting stuff on the internet. Just because you have a following on your social media does not give you credentials to provide advice, and specifically health advice, on what you should and shouldn't do, and what supplements you should and shouldn't take, what detoxes you should and shouldn't do. So like, people have zero credentials to be offering up what they're offering, and they're only doing it because they're making money.
Well, and that's the thing. If you say you listen to a lot of podcasts or follow a lot of like big influencers online, there are big campaigns that occur with these brands, these big brands, which we can all think of a lot of them. There are campaigns that occur where it's like, okay, if you get on Instagram and you scroll through the health people, all of the ones that are sponsored by that brand are talking about it a ton, like at different time periods, because there's incentive to do so, because then they make more money, they generate higher commission, whatever it may be. I still get, from back in the food blogging days, I still get brand campaigns for different brands. And the one I really like, and I'm not going to call them out here, but the other day I got a campaign for like one of their new supplements, and you got a certain bonus, and you got free product, and you got extra money if you shared on your stories X amount of times throughout these different time periods that they wanted you to share. And that happens all the time. But your average person doesn't know that. They just know that they follow Sally, and they really like Sally's content, and Sally is convincing them to purchase this thing from them.
Yeah. So we don't do that here.
No.
That's not something that you'll get here. We kind of poo-poo on that, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, like, I don't have a problem with discount codes necessarily. I love using a discount code, but I also don't like, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors and not a lot of transparency around that either.
Yes.
In the influencer space. So in general, it's a turnoff for me, and it's a no.
Yeah. There's no the best interest of the consumer in mind. The motives is dollars.
Yeah.
Not, is this the best solution? Is this the best thing to offer this person? Is this actually going to help this person? Maybe, maybe not. Could be damaging. You know, that's not the center of why they're doing it.
Yeah.
So that's my issue with it. And my other issue is just like the lack of credentials. Like, people are talking about things they don't know. They don't, like, they're talking from a place of ignorance where they think they know what they're talking about because they don't know everything else out and around them. Like, they're so like siloed in what they've seen that they think that that's it for them, you know? So they think it's true, they think that it's great, and they're gonna peddle that till they don't. And that's kind of my problem with it, is like, you're not seeing the whole picture, and you think you're providing something that you're actually not providing, just from a space of ignorance. And I think you have a duty, you have a due diligence in the health space to make sure that you're not doing damage, right? What's the Hippocratic Oath? Do no harm. And I mean, I understand it because doctors in the pharmaceutical industry, they don't even follow that Hippocratic Oath necessarily either. So that kind
Yeah,
of,
I mean, no, they don't do it, like, a lot of these people aren't doing it maliciously, though.
no, but that work ethic trickles down to the influencers. It's that way of being is just kind of like, everyone else takes it upon themselves to do it as well. So if we don't have anybody to show the example of like, this is how we do things, and why would anybody be incentivized to do it that way? If nobody's leading by example, if the main people in charge aren't leading by example, then how can we expect other people to do the same?
Mm-hmm.
But enough of that, because we could talk about that forever. But yeah, common sense. We try to provide. We try to cut through the mud, cut through all the garbage, to get down to like a simple idea, simple concepts that you can immediately apply to your life. All you have to do is the work. And that's probably the biggest barrier here at the Holy Health podcast is we are asking you to take responsibility for your life in a radical way, in an extreme way.
Yeah, not that nobody wants to do that, but that's a lot harder of a journey than filling your cabinets with supplements. So
Right.
I get it.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. So I thought, I was looking at this and I was like, oh, maybe we should talk about the logo a little bit.
Go for it.
So we just got this made up, and this is my t-shirt actually. Amanda made this t-shirt for me. Well, I designed it and then she made it or finished it or whatever. I don't know. But you can clearly see a triangle, circle in the middle that represents the sun. And that's kind of like the sun rays coming out. And then if you can see the background, it's actually a nebula, which is this way and this way. So spiral there. So the triangle, you can say a lot of things about the triangle, but that's an equilateral triangle, somewhat.
I don't know if it is or not.
Pretty close. But you have three things there. So we got the mind, body, spirit. We got nutrition, physical activity, sleep. So a lot of things comes in threes, especially when we're talking about health and just like prioritization. So if we're talking about like a lot of what we talk about at the Holy Health studio here is mind, body, spirit. So everything kind of has to encompass those things. And that's what the triangle represents. Holy Trinity. That's kind of where that comes from. And like I said, the number three can be displayed in a lot of different ways. A lot of different things fit into that criteria. Obviously, the sun. Well, one of the main things with the three is the recipe for life, which is sunlight, water, and magnetism. So that's one of the major things. Sun's in the center because that is the core of health. That is the most important thing that we believe in here is proper amount of sunlight, getting sunlight exposure, being outside, a whole lot of other things. And then the nebula in the background, that's pretty interesting. So that's talking about nature, that's talking about the cosmos, that's talking about the spiraling of pretty much every living thing spins and rotates. And that's how life itself operates, is some type of spinning, spiraling, rotating action is like our mitochondria, a lot of our cells, just things in the body. There's a vortex, there's a spinning, there's a rotating. That's how things work. Muscles, like to get a full range of motion and the full activation of a muscle in your body, there has to be a component of rotation of bone structure. Like that has to be there in order to flex a muscle to its full capacity. So that kind of encompasses life in general, of like the deep stuff of things that people don't usually think about. So that's about it, I think, right?
That's it.
Okay, so pretty cool, I think. I think it's awesome. I love looking at that thing. But yeah, so that's that. And then what else? We talked about what you can expect here, and I guess why do we feel the need to be back? Because we took a break,
How have
and
you been throughout the break? How has your life been?
uh not great. Not a good idea, Stella.
Oh, she's okay.
Okay. Uh not great. but the past month has been pretty great. So, yeah, there's so many things I could say, but I don't know how much I want to say right
Yeah,
now.
you don't have to say anything. I was just asking how you've been since the break.
Yeah. Mainly, one of the main reasons for the break was because of my mental state of I just didn't know. I didn't know how to show up, depressed, very sad, lonely, hated my life, really, in a lot of ways. And I just couldn't fake it anymore. I couldn't pretend that everything was okay. And I don't think that was fair to do, from an integrity standpoint, to sit in a chair or to sit across from a microphone and talk to people about how they can live their lives. And I'm like drowning. So I didn't feel aligned to continue to do that over and over. And that was part of the decline of the consistency that we had is because of my mental state, because it was just like so volatile of like, oh, I'm doing good today. And then the next 4 days, I'd be like, I just want to kill myself, you know? And that was a struggle. That sucked for a long time. So yeah, I was in therapy for a year.
Was it a year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
With
Between
her?
not with the same person.
Oh, okay.
With
I was gonna say.
total.
Mm,
Total was a little over a year.
cool.
But finally got the information and the modality that was actually helpful.
What was helpful?
EMDR to be specific. So that means eye movement desensitization. Eye
Yeah.
movement
Sorry. Eye movement and
desensitization
reprocessing. Yeah.
Which is a really, really helpful scientific way of healing trauma and just like any bad experience you have in life, it's a great way to solve it. Like
For real.
for real. It has to do with your brain and how it stores memories and moving those memories from certain parts of your brain, like back, like the occipital lobe to the front, which is where we do all of our processing. Like we can take an emotional memory that has a lot of weight, and we go into this session, and then we can move it to the logical part of our brain and reason with it and come to terms with what went down. And there's a lot of other stuff involved, but that was hands down the most helpful thing that I did, because other talk therapy and different therapists that I saw was just a waste of time. It was so dumb, and I wasn't getting any better. It wasn't helping any parts of my life. So that was a big one, and we had a big life change. So we
Which one?
yeah, lots of big things happened.
Yeah.
And I just feel like we're in a pretty good spot in life currently. We suffered.
I feel like I'm still suffering. I don't know who you're talking.
Well,
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're sitting over there like, this is the best month ever, and I'm like, no, this is the worst month. But I'm happy for you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about that as well. But for now, for a lot of reasons, things are good. And for a lot of things still aren't good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I guess that's life, but
that is life. And you got to take the good with the bad and the bad with the good.
I guess.
So I feel like I'm in a good position to be back here in a place where I can talk about health and provide some help and education and get back involved with that. I'm even thinking about starting up a personal training business again because I got a new job. yippee because my old job sucked. Absolutely hated it. It's the worst thing I ever did. But at the same time, I'm here now, so I have a greater appreciation for life and my time. So uh, it was part of the journey, but
Had to happen.
had to happen. So
But glad it's over.
glad it's over. New job, excited to start that. Awesome schedule, or at least better,
As good as it can be.
good as it can be for now.
Yeah.
And thinking about starting up personal training business again. A few clients maybe here and there. I don't know what it'll be, but I've been talking to some people about it. Finding a place to do it, so still working on that. But yeah, that's kind of why we took the break, was more on my end. Just couldn't hang anymore.
Yeah.
But we're good.
You're good.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So we're back every Thursday from now until forever. Not stopping ever.
Till we reach the end.
Yes.
Which whatever that means.
Yep.
So, what else did we talk about? I guess that was part of, we can talk about why we do things, which obviously is oriented about health. So the most important thing is our opinion, at least, the most important thing in life is your health. Health and time and health. Those are the two most important things in life. And it's my belief, if you focus on your health, you're going to have more time. And if you have more time when you're healthy, you can enjoy your life, you can have a good, long life. And what's better than that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think it's something you don't realize really until you like have a health scare or like begin to lose your health in some way. Because if if you're relatively healthy throughout your life, you're like, yeah, I'm glad I'm healthy. And if you get a cold or the flu or something, you're like, this sucks, I want to be healthy. But like until you experience like a chronic issue, you don't really realize how crucial being healthy is to like show up in your day, just to like do a regular day. And then you're like, wow, if I can't even do my regular day, then how am I going to like do anything beyond that? And so it is the foundation of everything, is your health.
Right. A lot of people, their normal is suffering.
Oh, for sure. That's like when I went vegan, I was like basically levitating, because before that I was just eating garbage basically for 20 years, literally. So when I did this 180 and went to basically fruits and vegetables and grains and nuts and seeds, I was gluten-free too. So gluten-free and vegan. But anyways, so I was like, I didn't know I could feel so good. I was like running super fast because I was a runner. Like I'm like running super fast. I'm like energized. I'm doing yoga all the time. Like I'm just like next level.
Yeah.
It was I wish I could do that again. If I could get to that place again,
you could
that would
feel
be awesome.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
you were what, 20?
Yeah.
21? 22?
20 when it all began, I was 20. Yeah. So the potential of how good the human body can feel, I don't think has been tapped into by a lot of people. Or it has been, but it has not been able to be achieved on a long-term basis. Because like for me, like I tapped in and then I tapped out.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, how do I tap back in again? And I think that might happen a lot, like when somebody goes on a diet or something, like they feel really good and then they tap back out again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the achievement of like long-term feeling truly good without having to rely on external substances to do so is key.
Yeah. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
That's what we strive for.
That's right.
A baseline of feeling good,
For sure.
right? Like truly feeling good. Like you're not dealing with chronic pain. Uh, you don't have like literally health issues,
Yeah.
that you have to deal with. You can eat whatever you want. You can drink whatever you want. You can do whatever you want, relatively. You're not going to drift so far off your health journey.
Yeah, you're not eating Sour Patch Kids all day, every day.
You're going to become a new person, and the definition of doing whatever you want is different.
Yeah.
It's not just back to the normal, back to regression. You don't regress.
Yeah.
You just keep going forward.
Yeah, and then like you begin, like the momentum builds, and then you begin to crave that. Like,
once you feel so good, you don't ever want to not feel that good again.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't make sense until it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I can't imagine not you, but like can't imagine never like going to Dairy Queen again to get a Blizzard because I love the Blizzards are so delicious, type of thing. But then you maintain this healthy foundation of a lifestyle, then you're like, I don't want that. Like, I have no desire for that.
Mm-hmm.
Or you eat it and then it doesn't taste the same, then you're disappointed. That's what always happens to me. So I don't even go in those spaces anymore.
I do. I still indulge.
We did. I always, like back in the day, loved Domino's thin crust pizza. Like I just loved like the thin, crunchy crust. And so I kept thinking about it. And then last fall, I think it was, I was like, let's do it. Let's just get a Domino's pizza. Terrible. It was terrible. I was so disappointed. I was like, oh, I should have just kept the memory of how good this was, because now my memory is that it sucks. So I do that a lot where I'm just like, the memory is better than ruining it for me.
Yeah, I still indulge.
I'll keep the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a lot more lax than I am.
Oh, yeah.
But you have a stronger foundation of health than I do. A better terrain, let's say.
For sure.
Yeah. So it just depends, you
find and I'm a guy.
Yeah.
So that helps.
Yeah. You find your space and you decide what you want to kind of quote unquote cheat with and what you don't.
Yeah.
And go from there. But yeah, the more that you live a healthy lifestyle and that you stick to it, the more you want that.
Definitely. Like I said, once you feel good, why would you want to not?
Yeah, like you just start to make those decisions. Like we were sick recently, and when I was a kid and I was sick, it would be like a can of ginger ale and like a slush from like the Dairy Queen or something, like you're getting like
Italian ice.
Yeah, like something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Just like sugar water. And so I was sick.
This will be good for you.
Here, take this. Okay.
Sugar.
Yeah. So we had to take Lily to an appointment, and I was like really not feeling good. And I know you're not supposed to go places when you're sick, but this was super important, so we had to go. And so on the way home, I was like, I need a smoothie and a juice. So I ordered like the biggest smoothie and juice that the juice place had. It was like ginger and carrot and like greens. It was like healthy, like very not indulgent type of juices and smoothies. But I got those, and that was like my dinner. And I was like, oh, this is so good. I love this so much. And you got a pizza.
Yeah.
He got a large pizza, and he saved me 3 pieces for like a future day.
Oh yeah, I was starving.
He was like, I could eat the whole thing.
I could.
And I was like, seriously.
Sure. Yeah. I had to restrain myself.
But for me, like, I was so satisfied with that smoothie and that juice, because like that's kind of like the foundation that I have had, and I've honestly got away from, especially in the winter. It's hard in the winter because who wants to drink cold things?
Winters have been tough.
Ugh.
Past 2 have been really cold.
Yes. But yeah, that's just like now what I gravitate towards. Like I wouldn't even consider pizza or Italian ice or a slush or anything like that. Like I have no desire for that. I'm like, give me the ginger juice and like the green smoothie. Like that's what I crave now. And so that's kind of the goal, is to like build yourself a solid foundation where you can crave those types of things. And yeah, if you want to eat the pizza, because the next day or the day after that, like I ate the pizza that you saved me. So like you can tap into that world, but it no longer is your whole world.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good pizza.
Oh, it's delicious. That's
Like
why
it
I
was
eat
like
it.
tons of vegetables on
For
it.
sure.
It's loaded up. It's
It's
the
the best
best.
pizza you can
Yeah.
ever get.
It's the
I
best.
used to have two other favorite places, and we went to them. Well, you went recently to the one, and we went last summer to the other. And like, no, I'm exclusive with this one pizza place.
Married.
Definitely.
Nothing else can
No.
measure up.
I'm like, there's no point like in eating any other pizza ever anywhere else. Like truly. Like I don't just eat things just because like they're there or because it's like a thing. Like it has to be, yeah. It has to be worth it for me. Like it has to be the best pizza. It has to be the best ice cream. Like it has to be the best junk food or I'm not interested.
I'm still interested. I will
Yeah,
I will take it on
definitely.
and I won't care because like I'm pretty blessed with good genetics. So
Yeah.
like that's another thing that
People
I
don't talk
like,
about.
yeah, I like to talk about in the fitness space is that a lot of the people that display, look at me, my vanity, blah, 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 they've always looked that way. They've always been skinny. They've always had abs. I've had abs since I was 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I've,
Or they're influencing their bodies with items.
right. Yeah. Steroids, peptides, whatever.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've always had a lean muscle mass.
Mm-hmm.
That's just been like my genetic code. I don't know why. Based off of my immediate family, doesn't make sense. Now, I was always physically active. I had an innate desire for healthy foods, mostly. I mean, obviously, I ate mac and cheese and oodles and noodles. We called them oodles and noodles, which is ramen, like the plastic ramen
I've
noodles.
never had a plastic ramen noodle in my life.
It was like the first thing you learn how to cook is like throw it in the microwave. Yeah, whatever. But I ate that stuff, but I also would like choose grapefruit as my breakfast and like ate a lot of eggs, whatever. Cereal was obviously a keystone in that diet. But
So you were kind of balanced.
yeah, I mean, like I said, I had like a weird innate desire to choose like a healthier item
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah.
That's just I kind of remember being that way, but yeah, I was always physically active, so I don't know if like I had some type of influence on how my genetics were expressed in a certain way. But I've always been lean. I've always had muscle mass. Now I've worked really hard to get to where I'm at right now. Like I said, 6 days a week, didn't take days off for like 7 years at least. Um, Probably a solid 10 years of really hard weightlifting training. So I put my time in, and I can afford the reason why I'm saying all that. I can afford to eat the pizza. I can afford to indulge, and like I have a good terrain. I don't have digestive problems, thank God. Uh, so I'll eat the Oreo. I love chocolate. Like I will eat those things. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not afraid of sugar. Like I will I will go to Dairy Queen. Like your parents went to Dairy Queen. I was like, you
Give
want
me
to
something.
get me one? Bring me one back. And it was great. But yeah, so I can afford to do those things, but other people might not be able to, and I don't ever want to display that I'm better than that or that I earned it, you know? Which it's like part of me earned it, but also I was blessed with what I have, and I've never had to worry about it. I've never had to like watch my figure.
Yeah, so I think that's important when you're saying like if you were like selling a workout program and it's just like you like all muscled up like on the front cover and you're like 6 weeks to shred it or something.
You do this, you'll look like this.
Yeah. Like, I think that's where the smoke and mirrors is, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't ever want to display that, like the smoke and mirrors stuff. So I'm always up front. Like, I got good genetics. It sucks, but
Not for me,
not
but
for
for
me.
you it sucks.
For other people it does. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always, not always, but I indulge.
Yeah.
And I ain't scared.
Often. He indulges often.
Yeah, I'll have the birthday cake. I'll eat the ice cream with the family. I'll do the thing.
And I
care.
don't typically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, try to sell me some cookies at the grandma's house. I'll buy. You know, I'll eat it. But
No. Not me.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Couple hundred calories, that's nothing.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think we've covered quite a bit.
Cool.
We've talked about who we are, what we represent here, why we do what we do, kind of like our passions. We did come up with a new mission statement that you heard in the beginning. So that's kind of like our drive. You know, we want to keep that on the front lines of everything that we do here. So that's kind of like our new way of being, the 4.0, as I said earlier too. But yeah, I don't know. I think that kind of sums it up. We
Yes.
think my last little soapbox here is one of the main reasons why we want to be here in this space and talk and have a voice is because we believe, I mean, everybody could say this, but we believe our voices need to be heard in a time like this where there is so much propaganda, for lack of better terms, around health. There's a lot of influencers that don't know anything about anything. There's a lot of junk that we talked about before. There's nobody out there that's screaming the common sense approach of like, you don't have to spend a bunch of money. You can still be healthy. You don't have to be extreme. You don't have to try to kill yourself to look good and be thin. And like, we're here trying to spread the message of like, you can do it in a very minimalistic way and be healthy, and probably healthier than what the other people are, because they're just displaying a pseudo health or more of an artificial health, which isn't actually health at all. And they are telling you that it is, but in reality, it's not.
Yeah.
So we want to be the actual like flag in the truth mountain of this is actually the way of being, and what other people are saying is not correct. Like just flat out not factually true. Maybe a little bit of truth there, but they're really stretching things. And that's kind of why we want to talk and have a podcast and do the thing, because sitting around and watching it happen on our phones, because I mean, we're on social media, we consume the content that we are so passionately against, and we get frustrated. We talk about it all the time, and we're just like, yeah, we're at our wits' end, so to speak, and we want to do our best to help. So that's why we're here.
Cool. To finish things off, tell me, what is one non-negotiable health practice that you need? Obviously, it's non-negotiable. Can't be the sun.
Can't be the sun.
No, because I knew he was going to say the sun. So it can't be the sun. We know it's going to be the sun because you're wearing it on your shirt. It's on the wall. It's everywhere.
Rep the brand.
Other than the sun, what would you say is your non-negotiable?
Spring water.
There we go. Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gotta drink spring water.
Nice.
There's no other water that's better.
That's true. We have stories about that.
So,
which it's been almost 2 years since our spring water journey began.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Since my heart problems.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what you're referring to.
My heart thing where we switched.
Definitely non-negotiable.
Cool.
I don't drink anything else. I mean, I'll have, like, if I'm really thirsty, I'll have some water.
We tap into the tap water here and there. On at a restaurant or something, but
Yeah,
you know,
whatever. You
we're not
know,
afraid of it, but we're not
I
drinking
don't.
it daily.
Yeah, it's not a daily thing.
Cool.
So that is definitely a staple in my life. Being dehydrated, I can feel it right away. I can recognize uh, being dehydrated, and I don't like how that feels. I like to drink a lot of water, a decent amount of water. I don't push a whole lot of fluids. Everyone's like a gallon a day, a gallon a day. I might hit a gallon a day here and there. Through the winter time, I definitely don't because I don't sweat.
I do 3 mason jars, big mason jars every day.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's
I measure it. Boom. I mean, if I want more, I'll drink it. But
yeah. I'll hit that as well, and I'll probably drink a little bit more. But like I said, I don't
I mean, every day's
pursue.
different, you know?
Like I'm not like I gotta get my gallon in.
No, that's fake news.
But I try to drink enough water.
Yeah.
So I don't try to overcomplicate it. If I feel like I need more water, I'll drink more water. And you know, throughout the day, I'm like, I'm thirsty. I haven't had enough water, so I'll drink more water. You know, it's not, I'm not like, you know, I'm only this far down, and I got this much more to go in my jug. You know, I don't.
hated that.
I don't do that stuff. That's just not my personality.
Yeah.
I don't go that way. Some people do, and that's great if you do. Sure, but
sun and spring water.
yeah.
Cool.
What about you?
I would say the first thing that came to mind for me is journaling.
I was gonna say something like your morning routine.
Yeah.
Something within that.
I journal every single day and have for a very, very long time. And
yeah, when we moved, you had like a stack of journals from like 10 years.
I started in 2011. I saw
oh wow,
journal from 2011.
Half your life, pretty much.
Crazy. So, journaling. I just write a page a day. I have like a little notebook, and I just fill up a single page, and that's it. Then I move on. Takes like 5 minutes, maybe a little longer if I don't know what to say, but that's it. So like, dump out the brain, cleanse the brain before the day, and it's such a great like way to document where you're at and to reflect back.
I like the documenting part of it.
Yeah, it's so cool because like you can think of something, be like, oh yeah, like December 2022, this was a great month, and then you look at your journal and you're like, ugh, that was not fun. Like, so yeah, journaling.
Yeah, it's a good one.
But I like spring water too, obviously.
Right. Well,
cool.
We did it.
This is it. Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Which is actually like books. 170 or something. Yeah. Episode 1.
Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed the cast in the new studio.
Yeah.
And more to come.
Follow us on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. If not, subscribe on YouTube. Instagram. We're on Instagram. We haven't posted on Instagram in a million billion years, but we're going to start posting now.
Holyhealth.Mitch. I think it's my tag.
Yes.
Something like that.
And I'm Amanda L, but you can find that in the links down below. And we also have the Holy Health Instagram as well. Yeah. Which we need to revive. I think that's it.
We need to do a lot of things.
We're on Substack. I don't know. You can find all the links. And with that, we will talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.